G'day viewers, well, I'm quite impressed how this is working so far. It's working quite well. I only replaced that and that, 2 capacitors so far. But just because these caps here are still working, while they're still working, doesn't mean they're not leaky though. Any one of these old original caps here, especially these ones, could be a bit leaky. I haven't got a leakage tester for those, unfortunately. But it seems to perform quite well with the original caps. I have got some spare dial lamps somewhere too. Providing I don't mess with that wire too much, I shouldn't need to replace them, the dial lamp wires. But these are relatively easy to get to. So it is going in there. The tap off goes all the way up there, this one, I think. So it's stiff as buggery. I think it's going in there. It's going behind there somewhere. It goes up here, does it? Up to this valve filament. Oh, they tap off the 6-volt filament. I'm winding off the transformer. I think someone asked, are these filaments series strung or they're not? Or parallel? Because a 6-volt winding of that transformer, 6 volts at 2.3 amps. I think a 6.3 volts at about 2.3 amps. And they're all, the valve filaments are in parallel. It's good design, having an isolation transformer like that. Well, I see a 5 valve set. Alright, that's yeah, I'm going to replace these anyway. They could be leaky, but just to be on the safe side, replace them. The performance could be a little better. So the performance is only going to get better replacing these old original capacitors, even though they were working anyway. Just for peace of mind and for the best of performance. Because this, for the speaker it's got and the type of circuitry it's got, it should have damn good performance. So let's get replacing some more. I don't have any 0.4s though, so I might have to do my trick where I have to parallel a bunch of these together to get the value I want. Doesn't look real pretty, but yeah, it will perform good. I'll place a couple of more 0.1s in here, in there. Alright, let's give it another test. It's on 0. Turn the voltage up. Here things start to get warm. Starting to draw current. A bit less current than last time though, so something's a bit easier on it. And the motor's not going as fast. There you go. Maybe some of those capacitors were leaky. Because that ESR meter doesn't tell me that they're leaky. The capacitors, they're too low a microfarad for that ESR meter to register. It's got some more bass to it now, so yeah. That tells me the old ones were working, but they were leaky. So got some 0.05s I'd have to order. Yeah, I think I'll just order the right value instead of just hacking them up because it takes up too much room. Look how tightly packed these things are. 0.01 and they're going to replace. It's a bit of a tight spot to get to though. I've got to check the schematic what this one here does say. But they're all working quite well on there. End of the band.
Areas, both a controversial.
Let's try a shortwave. Now that capacitor couples the audio signal to the valve, so I've replaced that. I should be safe to plug in my iPod in that now, because that's the blocking capacitor, back voltage going through the phonograph, the coupling capacitor. So I've replaced that. I should be safe to plug my iPod into that now.
Soccer's world governing body has moved a step closer to changing the date of the 2022 Qatar World Cup, but FIFA is things, saying it'll first...
Yeah, there's crap in that speaker case, got crap in it because the speaker cloth's fallen in.
In the summer months, Australia's...
She'll sound a lot better than that when I clean it up.
Morning. Have to get up, you practice when you wake up, but make sure you get the right ballot. Otherwise, you'll be late to work.
I think it's a bit louder too, so yeah, definitely those capacitors would have been a bit leaky. Yeah, talk about a performance.
Order to 8.
Yeah, I have to order some proper .05s and everything. Because my putting them together in series, I'm not going to do it in these little tight spaces. Or parallel, I mean. At night, I get a lot more shortwave reception than that. Oh, I must have been an AM, was I? AM, shortwave. That one's shortwave. Yeah, nothing in the morning. At night I'll get something there. That's what the firewall tuning's for, so you can get fine adjustment on the shortwave. Yeah, too early in the day to get anything on shortwave. Volume control's clean. Alright, let's see if I can play with the iPod into this. See what. But there's less hum, that's for sure. There's a lot less hum. So that was reformed. Alright, let's get the iPod and see how clean it really sounds. Get it out. Radio comes out of here. Through this capacitor, radio goes out. Through there, through the volume control, back into the F stage here. So it comes out of that actually, back in through the volume control, through here, then through that jumper, back through here to the amplifier stage. It's kind of weird how it works, but I think I got it right here, because you got common to ground for the iPod input, which is this the one that you don't see in the back until you look here. Common for the iPod or phonograph, and your input there. And it works. Here's a royalty-free song. I think that's a tone adjustment. Yeah, it is too. Yeah, that's better. It's a tone adjustment. Never seen one switched quite like that before. Yep, no radio. Silent iPod input. bad. Yeah, I did some checks before I plugged my iPod in. And it's all working good. There's no damage being done here. Could be a bit louder though, so yeah, I gotta order some proper 0.05, so these ones ought to be replaced. But this all performs pretty damn well. Yeah, there's too much crap rattling around on top of that speaker cone. You gotta clean that out. Half the power is being robbed because that's taking half the power. This is not even actually running at full power, but that's taking half of it. Well, that tells me it's good. There's nothing shorting out, so that motor hasn't gotten any faster. So look, we'll take the motor out of the circuit and just plug this straight in. It should be alright. Straight off the mains now. Yep, much better. Now it's got full power. Yep, good. Which is working quite well so far. Yeah. Don't know, I was going to hook that meter up in series with it, but too much messing around at the moment. That's more the loudness I'm expecting from it. Pretty good. At least that tells me the valve's in good nick. No wear. Yep, vital signs look good. The BAZ's spinning at a constant speed. It means there's nothing under stress. Pretty good, pretty good. Definitely needs new dial lamps. So the dial lamps are going to be replaced next. See if I can get those, I'll have to replace those wires actually. As soon as I pull those out, they're going to crumble and short. I know it. Okay, let's try the radio again before I do that. Turn the iPod off. As you can hear, no hum. No hum. Filters are working good. Yeah, that speaker needs a clean out. So to turn the radio back on, I just unplug that. Oh, that's never had anything plugged into it by the looks of it. It's quite stiff. It's a bloody string broke. It's never been out, this thing. Oh, the radio's back on. That's shortwave. Yeah, that motor was causing interference. Now it's working really well. It performs quite well. Yeah, this seems to be ridiculously crazy at night time with all the really good reception.
You're on to me now, la fe impresionante de eso.
Yo también.
Thought the camera was causing that for a second there. Shit, this is really working really well. I didn't replace much components. Yeah, warm heat from the valves, typical. Gotta love it. I am.
Sunraysia and the Riverland expecting 32 today. Swan Hill and Broken Hill 30.
About that. And so those organisations...
Very well.
Have a ride on mower or you...
Lakeside Oval, entry is free. 5RM Riverland and Mallee weather. Springtime is
It's spot on. Look at that. This thing's performing so well. These capacitors might still be okay.
Remaining fine and mostly sunny.
I'm surprised. Australian made quality for you.
Day 27, the expected high will see a sunny day on Monday, should reach 25.
Now, I'm getting a bit carried away here, but I'll just go one way through the band to the end and that's it. Then we'll get this valve up, the dial out to place.
RM weather station,
It's the first spin up it.
Volume all the way down. It's sucking the station in hard. Alright, let's get this dial into place. I'm getting a bit carried away here. Power off. Unplug safety first. I'm going to put some zip ties in there real tightly so the cord doesn't pull out on me. Just feel the heat. Yeah, power transformer doesn't feel warm at all. Normal operating temperature, that's good. That's not under any stress. They're not even warm. Beautiful. Alright, let's get these dial lamps replaced. Hey viewers, I could do the cabinet bakelite casing all looking real nice. She polished up really well. Re-secured the grill cloth, cleaned that up, stuck that all back down. Now I found the source of the rattle in the speaker. The suspension here, it's got a crack all through it there. It's time to re-secure all that. So after I pull the speaker off this board, I made a mark which way it goes. You get a crack all through the back, that's where the rattling was coming from. Yeah, it's time to repair that. Here's some quick grip, it's the best stuff I've got. Used the bond cork, about leather canvas, laminated plastic, felt, metals and timber. I wonder if I got any contact adhesive somewhere. I used that previously with great success. Have to look. Okay, all the crack to the speaker has been repaired. That's a bit flimsy, but that's actually I've glued it all from here. Just this bit here I didn't do. Shouldn't be too much of a problem because that is clamped against this board when I bolt it back onto the board. So it shouldn't be a problem. That's where most of the rattling would have been coming from. Hopefully it will sound better now. Yeah, try not to muck around with that cord too much. It's a good thing this is set up like a console floor radio. I can just unplug it from the chassis and service it easily. Alright, have a good look at that. They all got the same little pattern on top. That kind of looked like it got a bit hot, but like I had a lot of hours on it, but maybe not. Plenty of life left in it yet, which is a good thing. I don't have to change any of the valves. I never have in any of my radios. They all are in pretty good nick. Smack the speaker back in. Start putting it back together. Oh, she's all cleaned. The valves look pristine. Look at that. Nice, shiny, new looking valves. Look like they come straight out of the box. All thanks to some KFC refresher towelettes. These things are awesome. These things will pick up all the grotty muck and everything. even on the dial glass. That's got that all looking nice and new. These are great to clean your valves in old greasy glass. But miniature valves, they will take the markings off miniature valves, especially Phillips mini watts. Takes the white marking right off. But for these older ones, it's perfect. It just cuts through all that baked on grease. Methylated spirits just wouldn't do it. The vinegar required way too much scrubbing, and that would have risked scratching the markings off. So this is the best way to go. Alright, looks good. Looks pretty good. Let's give it a test. Oh, it's time for power up. Everything's nice and clean and pristine. Power on. That does work too now. The tone is right down and it's pulling in some good volume, really strong reception. Means the valves are really good. The stages are all working quite well. Nothing's drifted. Tone all the way down. Tone all the way up. Interesting, it's not a potentiometer but a switch. A bit of rattling there, but a lot better than what it was. It's probably enough for a copyright get on me, onto me for that. You know what the music industries are like? Greedy buggers. They want their music to be forgotten, not enjoyed. I wonder what that is. 1100.
Large and small home appliances, furniture, bedding, Manchester and outdoor furniture, all with 500 days interest-free. No deposit, no interest and no repayment until February 2015. Minimum finance now $300. These conditions.
Certain models have a potentiometer here as well. You can see it there. 3WM, that's awesome. 3WM means 3 Victoria, W, Wimmera, and M, Mallee. Wimmera, Mallee. So it's Horsham, this station is.
Mostly sunny today. The chance of the shower to the south.
That's pretty good performance actually. I can pick that. That's usually a night time receiving type station that. But early morning.
The ball was when the AFL.
Very good performance on this thing. RM, Denmark. Yeah, still pretty good. I'm happy with that.
In the WNBL, the replay of love.
Things such as mood and their perceptions.
Defeated Bendigo 67 by 12 points. At his netball last night.
More sport.
Area, it was beautiful.
Shortwave. Can't really set a dial lamps where it's in broad daylight, but they work. Talking shortwave. Some interference. That's Bureau of Meteorology. There's no clarifier for the single side band to clear up the signal, so it's going to sound like that. I don't know, camera does cause a little bit of interference, but not as much as I thought. Sport. Yeah, China pretty much owns a shortwave band these days. Oh, brief interruption there. Let's continue.
这个东南亚的交流是非常多的，而且呢，当时这个明朝
开了大量的临客和重联的政策。
那是礼品啊。然后呢，完了之后我要回。
Slipping. No. I think that's the end. That's the end.
后啊，哥伦布找新大陆说我到印度去，都是为了去进香料去呢。其实好。
Yeah, this is performing very well. Let's rack it back together. Okay, she's all back together. Bakelite came up looking real nice. Nice and shiny. Real loud and real clear. Let's try some more royalty-free music on the iPod and listen to it through this. Yeah, that's your tone, alright. Alright, let's plug the iPod in. There you are, goes in there, basically. Turn that down. For those of you who don't know, got positive and negative as one common. So commons here, positive for both channels, and negative for both channels is on this one. That's how it works. And doing it that way, I get the actual stereo sound through that one speaker, instead of having half the song missing, because some songs are in stereo, and then it doesn't sound so good. So that's how I've done it, so it works out that way. Just pull this little thing here out, a bit hard to get to when the cover's on. That string's not very good. Yeah. It's interesting it works without that. Capacitance in the air, I suppose, is how it's picking the radio up there. So ground, which is a bit hard to get to on this one. In there. Try and plug it in there. It's a bit stiff, these sockets. Yeah, a bit hard to do. I'll try and see if I can plug it in. Yeah, I'll plug it in. Yeah, a bit stiff, real hard for some reason. Okay, all done. Sounds good. Came up quite well. All the resistors check fine. I will check to be within their tolerance. Everything else, the hum's gone, so that main filter cap's improved. Anyway, I think that'll be enough for this one for now, so it's pretty much completed. Thanks for watching.